Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another day of the video diary. And I'm being bloody blinded in my own room here. Freaking sun, which is literally all over there. And it's making it really hard to see my monitors and shit. But yeah, so what's been going on today? I got up at 7 today, had a shower, had breakfast, got changed. It's presentation day today. We're doing a presentation, which means I'm dressed in a polo shirt, which is the way I roll. Because you've got to feel confident and shit, don't you? You bloody dusty lens, man. Even busted out the matching socks, because that's the way I roll. But yeah, otherwise, it's nearly 10 o'clock. It was 10 to 10. Got to leave here. I'm thinking of walking up because the weather's nice, and I don't need to carry much. So I'm thinking of leaving here at, like, 11:45 or something, and then walking up the hill. Is my plan, Stan. Which means I've got to have a lunch at, like, maybe 11, 11:15-ish. It's just going to be soup and breakfast muffins, because breakfast muffins are lovely. And I haven't had nearly any bread this week. I don't think I've been eating much. I think I have. Like, I can't remember not eating much, but I've still got loads of bread left. So I'm obviously just not eating bread. It's really weird. Normally bread's like the first thing to go in this goddamn house. But yeah, so what I'm doing now is I am just sorting out... videos are just fully sorted out, and I'm going to type up some notes, I guess. I've not got much else to do. I could go over some notes, but I think I need to type some up. Well, I don't need... Well, not really. Because I've got loads, but, you know. I've only got like 3 pages in here. Jesus. We're pretty freaking good, it's got to be said. It's just pattern analysis and programming. As soon as this presentation is done, I'm going to do a little bit of prep for the presentation. At some point before I go, probably when I'm cooking, to be honest with you, / having dinner. After that, it's just a case of pattern analysis and then revision and stuff, which is good. But yeah, energy. Trying to get on with doing stuff. Right, okay, son. What are we going to do now? Should we write some notes, or should we type some up? I think we should write some notes. Let's write some notes. So I'm not behind. Let's finish pattern analysis notes, shall we? Because that's the one that's bugging me. It's been like that for ages, and I've just got to do like 2 sections. So let's do that. And we're off out. We're heading to campus. I got a good section of pattern analysis done. Played some Hearthstone, had some soup, and now I'm heading off. I've still got this really annoying weight in my head that's just like, just fuck it, you know. I'm just so bored of everything, and just be like, I really don't understand. It feels like depression, but I don't. But it's obviously not. It feels just really heavy for no reason. I don't even understand. But yeah, we're just going now. We're going at a really awkward time. No news on the bus pass or anything either, so I'm gonna buy my ticket. I was going to walk, but it looks like it's going to rain. And it's not as warm, hence why I've got my coat on as well than I expected. So, I'm going to survive on the bus again. I'm going to have to buy a multiple journey ticket thing. It's just about cheap. It's not that much cheaper, to be fair. But it means I don't have to worry about having change all the time, which I very recently went through my piggy bank and stuff and figured out how much shit I've got in there. My train fund, it was called. I put my coins in, like 5 pences and pennies and stuff. Anything less than 10p, or if it's like, if I've got like £3.10 in my wallet, I'll put 10p in there. And I just ended up rounding my wallet to £2, to £4, which happens to get me 2 returns from yesterday's and today's. So I need to source another £2 before tomorrow, or buy a bigger £9 ticket that lasts me 10 turns, 10 journeys, and then just walk up more. Stop being lazy, god damn it. But yeah, so we're gonna go. We're gonna practice a rehearsal thing. We're gonna boss it, and we're gonna get the hell back home in order to eat before going to work tonight. Hopefully work can energise me, because I don't feel very energetic at the moment. But yeah, hopefully work can pick me up and get me set to do more stuff. Because tomorrow we've got to stop pissing about, because we've only got like a week until I go home, so I need to do everything I need to do on campus in that week, including make 2 videos for the main channel, which is going to be the thing that I'm planning on the way up to campus today. So, and we're heading back. That was a really good presentation. To be honest with you, the whole project is really good, and the presentation was just a really good way of summing it all up into one thing. But yeah, we had a really basically the application is fully functional, it's basic, it's like stripped down to the core, streamlined and simplified, but still relatively complicated to make. Like the code is still quite considerable. You're talking multiple, like 3,000 lines of code in total, something silly like that, and that's excluding all of the code that's being generated to turn it into an app. That's just the website, and then all of the documentation we've produced is accurate and correct. All of the things that we've been doing have been like perfect and tailored to what actually happened. Like there's no point producing something that doesn't do what you initially said, or if you've created something that contradicts what you've initially said, you change whatever's easiest so that it fits, or you add more work where necessary in order to make the change make more sense. So there was like a time where we look back at the end and we're like, oh shit, our design is completely different, it's going to be a ball ache to change the code, let's just write. And then I actually converted it so that this special kind of evaluation that we're supposed to do at the end, which makes sense to be done at the end, but it's just kind of people are saying they're doing it, like trying to think of a reason why they've done it, because they've been told to for the mark scheme. We've gone, it made sense to do it at this point because of the design change. So that was pretty good, basically. And another bit of research is another bit of advice for you is research who you're presenting to. You know, when you go to interviews and stuff and they research you, we flip that around and do research on the people that we're going to do a presentation on. So I happen to know that the lecturer hates a certain type of evaluation that we used. So what do? We give our results for the type of thing we used, and then we slate them, saying all of the things he thinks are true about this evaluation technique, like why these results gave us a good insight into what we were doing. It would have been better if they would have done X, Y, and Z. And he hates the fact that these things that we used are very general. They're very like, you can apply them to anything, but because you can apply them to anything, they don't really apply to anything. You know what I mean? It's like a tool that's been designed to do everything, but it's a bit shit at every single thing it does. So we addressed that in the presentation. We also happen to know that he uses very simplified things. He's not like a complicated things. Like some of the software projects he's been on before have all been simple applications, not dressed up really complex things. They're literally just solve your issue. There you go, done. And then they're expandable later, so if you want to change it, you can. And while we made and picked our system because it's easy to make, we picked a system that was deliberately easy and dressed it up as a simplified solution to a very common problem. And it is a very good application, and it could very easily exist on the App Store. It's on my phone at the moment, and it could very easily earn money through advertisements or through sales. Maybe not through sales, but you know. But because we'd researched the guy we were presenting it to, we were able to take everything we've done and then view it through his lens, like his little adapter. So we did everything we was going to do anyway, just because it's easier. Did everything because it makes our lives easier, and then bolted on this little lens on the end so he could see it in the best possible light, and then he thought it was amazing, which is really good. And the other group who went just after us was essentially a failure case they presented, because they were going on about all the different technologies they'd used and they didn't actually have a working system, or from what I could tell, any system to actually show. They just had really basic design SketchUps, which is not good. It's not good at all. So, but yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Group work, apart from formatting the report and deciding group contribution forms, which is going to be fun, it's now done. I've told everyone they can chill out for a night. I'm going to work, so you guys can chill. I'll get my work back out tomorrow, and we'll talk about the things that we need to change in the report to fit our presentation now. But yeah, so it's good fun. Congratulations, gang. Also, and I'm going to mention this, but as you've got a low battery, so I'll charge when I get in. I'm literally going home now, cooking dinner and going out to work. Oh, it's very warm outside. Yeah, also, I'd like to thank you for enabling me to be so good at public like presentations and speaking and stuff and just saying words off the bat. Like, none of this is rehearsed. I don't know what the hell I'm going to say next, but I'm saying it. And that's like, I'm really good at, in a presentation, them asking me a question and just spinning this stuff. And I think that's all come from YouTube. I used to hate that kind of thing. When I'm waiting to do it, I don't like it. When I'm waiting for my time, my part. So yeah, but I'm considerably louder than it might just be my voice, to be fair, because it's quite deep and it carries quite well. But I'm considerably louder. I sound more confident. I don't stumble over my words because I want to start a video. Well, to be fair, if I stumble them too much, I just stop the camera and just restart again. Or I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Jim? But otherwise, if I start stumbling over my words and stuff, I can just re-pick it up, find exactly where I want to go. And I think I owe that entirely to doing 980 plus videos on this channel. 983? And I guess to a certain extent the main channel as well. In fact, maybe to a more extent, although I get more practice here, but I'm actually presenting. And for this reason, I've got to do the video tutorial. If you just turned off. No. I thought you turned off on me then. I like to think of that as like my other job. I don't consider myself a video maker or a content creator. I consider myself a presenter. I present things to just present my life. There you go. Presenting my life to you now. And then on the main channel I present you stories and things. I think that's my like 4th job role. Like what was it? Well, first and foremost student, then general assistant, and then this. So yeah, GG boys, let's get in, have some well deserved food, make a quick mug of tea, I think, play some Hearthstone, and then we'll get to dinner. It's still a bit early for dinner. Start it like there, so I'll be eating it for like there, and then we can go for about there. But yeah, otherwise went to the bus station, see if they've got my bus pass and my library card handed into them. Although I'm expecting if a student found it, they'd probably take it to campus as opposed to the bus station themselves. So hopefully it'll turn up on campus and I'll get an email about it, hopefully. If not, I've just got some money out for a ticket, for like a big ticket instead of singular ones. And we're on our way off to work. Well, I was going to say it's really nice and warm in the sun, and I was going to brave it and assume that the temperature is going to keep the same up until the point that we leave work tonight at like 10 o'clock at night. So I haven't brought a coat. Now regretting that choice, because I'm just going to be bloody freezing now when I walk back from work. I thought it was warmer than this. It looked warmer than this outside when I left. As soon as I left, clouds, cold. So yeah. Otherwise, just been home, had dinner, which was chilly, but not with the garlic bread because I put the oven on for the garlic bread, and something from last night must have dripped onto the bottom of the oven and it just filled with smoke and billowed everywhere. So I put a message out. Jess has cleaned it. I don't think it was Jess's mess, but she cleaned it. I don't know whose mess it was though. I don't know. No, it would have been caught by the grill pan, but I'd taken the grill pan out to wash, ironically. So, GG everyone. A bloody ice cream van. Firstly, as I can now vouch, it is far too cold for an ice cream. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to be literally frozen to an ice block walking home, which I'm looking forward to. And also, it must have been since a 99 was actually 99 pence that I last had an ice cream from an ice cream van. Is that true? I want to say that's true, but I never used to have the 99. I used to have like the thingy one, and it was a good little trick actually. Like you could get like a chocolate with chocolate sauce and nuts on it as like an option, and it will cost you X amount. But then if you ask for a normal 99, and then when he said, "Do you want sauce or sprinkles?" He'd be like, "Can I have nuts and chocolate, please?" It might have cheaper. That was my little, fucking like as a 10-year-old, figured that shit out, because I'm a beast. Otherwise, I'm partially looking forward to it tonight. Should be alright. I'm kind of looking forward to it because I haven't been in a while, so it'll be good. But I'm here for only 2 more weeks, then I'm going back home for 2 weeks, and then I'm back for like 4 weeks, and then that's it. Then I go. How mad's that? Reminds me, actually, I should really look into when my exams are, and then move my holiday around to suit and all of that, my gubbins. But yeah, it should be a good break from what I'm normally doing at home. Although usually after what has been basically a week and a half off, I go back and I'm really weak and I can't lift things anymore. So I'm in two minds. I want it to be busy and I want there to be a lot to do, but I know I'm going to be really achy if there is, because I'm not used to lifting really fucking heavy stuff anymore, because my muscle seems to only be temporary. It lasts about a week and then disappears. It's got to be said as well, I just stubbed my toe on a rock, like this little path is like a brick sticking out of it. Stubbed my toe. These safety shoes don't do shit. I just slid forward and stubbed my toe on the steel inside them instead. Ow! Well, that was an absolutely crazy day. Jesus. The new girl on Fresh bloody is following me into the lift and then hits something with a roller and knocks over half a roller worth of yogurts onto the floor. Jesus Christ. And then also, because I obviously haven't been there for like nearly 2 weeks, the whole place has gone to pot, and I was attempting to correct nearly 2 grand's worth of errors that have been made over the past 10 days. We've lost 2.5 grand's worth of stock, I think, in total. And I was trying to reclaim some of that. I only did like a third of it as well. It was bloody loads. I had to prioritise everything else over the top of it instead, so. But yeah, that's that. Otherwise, I've been there and I've been working and thinking in my head. And I figured out how to get the ball rolling on my product idea that I want to create and market and sell to people. Talked to my manager at work. I'm like, hey, so how does this work? Do you do this? All right, is that annoying? Yeah, I thought it would be. So I would like a system to do that for you. And he's like, oh, there's been times before when like colleagues have like suggested ideas and then they've made it, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna make it. We're not going halves. I'm not selling you the idea. I'll sell you the product. It's not gonna be cheap. So I figured it out. I figured out a good way of getting started, because the main issue is creating a system for the real world without knowing what the real world. I'm trying to make a generic. Well, there's a couple of routes I could go down. I don't really want to talk too much about it either. I could either make it very specific to the organisation that the idea originally spawned from, which has its problems and it's had its difficulties, because I don't know what their setup's like. I don't know what technologies they use. I don't know how the database works. So really you want to make it kind of generic, so that it can take anything, any form, and da 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 da. The problem with that is it's usually not very powerful. So you need to get somewhere in the middle where it's quite customizable, so that like when it comes to implementing it, it only takes like a week or so for me to edit the code in such a way that I'll be able to take nearly any input and it will just work. That's the plan. I figured out a way of doing that. We can either ask, we're either like, excuse me, what's your like database like? How have you organised your back-end database that stores all of the personal details of all of your back-end colleagues? Or you can be a bit cheeky and exploit the Data Protection Act and request all of the data they own on me. So I'm going to do that at work. And I'm like, just out of interest, can I have every single scrap of data you saved about me, both like as a non-employee and as an employee? I think get Dad to do the same at his work, and I'll get the person whose idea this is to do the same at her work, and then reverse engineer the databases, because theoretically databases aren't rocket science. There's multiple ways of skinning a cat, but there's a better way. There's the best way, which theoretically is the way they'll do. So theoretically, if you can see all of the data they're saving, you can look at it and you go, right, okay, what's the best way of saving this? 9 times out of 10, that's what they'll use. So I'm going to reverse engineer 3 different databases: my work, Dad's work, and the target user's work, I guess. I need to carry out a feasibility test to figure out exactly what we need to do, and then we can start launching into figuring out requirements. We need to figure out who the end users are, get in contact with some peeps, and I need to make sure I do it before I move off onto my placement, because obviously I won't have contacts with who I work with now, really. So yeah, it's exciting. I could even, I'm hopefully the placement will be able to teach me everything I need to know to do this shit, because it's not very nearly the technology they use. Like specifically what they do, what my job will be doing, that is quite literally what I need to do for this program. So it's pretty exciting stuff. I'm pretty excited. It's got to be said. So that's what I've been doing when I'm at work. I'm just working around, taking notes and stuff, figuring out exactly what I need to do. But yeah, let's get on. I'm genuinely so excited about this idea. I'm legitimately ecstatic. Like, I just want to do it, and I just want to jump in and just start doing it. But I'm not going to do that because shut your mouth, Hearthstone. Shut your mouth. I'm not going to just jump in and do it like that, because that's what I did with chess. I just jumped in, started programming it, just started developing the software. That's not how the world works. This thing, especially if we want it to be marketable, and if we want it to generate any kind of money, which I do, it needs to be done properly from the grounds up. The documentation needs to be done. Everything needs to be planned, everything needs to be reported, and everything needs to be sorted out and set down on paper. The problem with chess was I started developing it, and then before I started to implement everything else, I built it in the wrong order. I started building it, and then I wanted to add and add and add and add and add. And I should have just built it from a base set of requirements and then change it over time. But instead I just kept thinking of new features and like implement, and then it never got built. So I need a plan. And what I need to do a plan is I need to do everything that they've taught us at uni. You can't just develop big pieces of software like that, unfortunately. So yeah, that I'm so excited. I'm really excited. I need a project name. I kind of like the idea of Project Stockholm. I need something to name it by, because I don't want to tell you what it is. No offense, you guys, but I think it's a really fucking cool idea. And I don't know, I just really, yeah, you know. So yeah, I'm thinking that's what my initial thoughts are on the situation. Project Stockholm, for a couple of different reasons that are relevant to it, but then you guys wouldn't be able to tell it's relevant until it comes out. Let's have another name. Maybe I should start doing chess again as well, and just put that. See, all these things, when I'm doing my placement next year, while I'll be busy at work, I'll go home from work and I won't have much to do. So apart from making videos and talking to you guys and stuff like that, this specific thing could be my side project, and then maybe I could do chess for fun on the side, so I don't forget stuff like Java and stuff. I'm super excited. I hope you guys can tell just how friggin' excited I am, because I am excited. And I'm going to go to bed. I'm not going to go to bed. I'm drinking a cup of tea, playing a couple of games of Hearthstone, and then I'm going to watch Hannibal, and then go to bed. Then go to sleep. Well, I'll be in bed watching Hannibal, but then I'll be going to sleep. But yeah, I'm going to go do some ranked games, I think. Just beast my way up to the rankings for a bit. But yeah. I'll catch you later.